All right, so today we're going to go on a tangent about why you've broken up, but you haven't broken free. There's a very, very, very big difference in breaking up with a narcissist and leaving a narcissist and being free. So if you feel like you've broken up, but you haven't broken free, that is because it never had anything to do with them. Got it? End of video. It never had anything to do with them. If you've broken up, but you haven't broken free, you're out of the relationship, but you're finding you're still in your mind. Why is that? You're out of the relationship and you've been discarded, or you've been left, or you were the one that left. Regardless of how it ended, that doesn't matter. You've broken up, but you haven't broken free because you're still with you. And it begins with you. Everything begins within, and you'll hear me say this until I die because it's the absolute truth. It begins with you. It has nothing to do with them. They're external, they're situational. Yes, you had certain experiences with them that caused you to feel certain feelings based upon those experiences and have certain thoughts about them. But what matters most are the beliefs that you have, and those are shaped and those are altered and those are changed based upon external circumstances. What happens externally changes the shape internally. Okay, so you have this hole within you that you feel like can't be filled, and it was filled with them. And I've had other people say this, especially clients that I've worked with one-to-one. They say, I feel like I have a hole within me that is shaped like them. I know that sounds crazy, and I know you probably think I'm crazy. And I said, no, I absolutely get it. But what's happening internally is you believe that you're not what they said you were. So you know deep down in your core and in your truth, you are a good person, you're a deserving person, that you are loved. But there are lies that have been piled on top of that. And it feels like there's pressure internally. It feels like the shape of that hole has been jaded and altered and changed and different. And it's because it's because you're believing the lies that they said about you. And it's not about the relationship status. It's not about if you're single or divorced, or if it's over, or if you're confused, or if it's complicated. That has nothing to do with it. You've broken up with them, but you haven't broken up with the beliefs that you have about yourself. And that is when you get to experience ecstatic and rapid change in your life. Because that has nothing to do with your relationship status, because that can change any moment. If you're married, you could be with someone and they could have a heart attack and no longer be living, and then your relationship status could change like that. Who do you believe you are because of what you've been through? If you've been through a very emotionally abusive relationship, who you believe you are is what they said: worthless, helpless, pathetic, disgusting, hopeless, not deserving of anything good in your life, never going to make anything of yourself. And they wanted you to believe that, because in your believing of that, you would turn to them for the things that you need, deserve, and desire. But you don't need to. That's a lie. Get it? We believe these lies that we are holding on to about ourselves. And in that, it changes the shape and the hole that we experience and feel within us. But there is no hole within you. You are whole. You are fully loved. You are fully accepted. You are fully complete. But you just don't believe it. Or you believe that you need something to be that. You don't. You came into this world as that. But beliefs got piled on top of that because of external conditions. I'm only lovable if, I'm only good enough when. And that all started way before you had a narcissistic partner as an adult. That started in your early childhood. That started in when mommy and daddy, your teacher or sibling, was proud of you, which wanted to play with you, it gave you attention, and you felt loved. Attention equals love. And now I don't get it. And now this person can toy with the attention that they give me, and therefore this feeling of love gets toyed and played with as well. But that's all external. What really matters is what's happening internally. What really matters are the inner and unconscious beliefs you have about yourself. And we get caught up in this believing that it has to do with external circumstances, which it absolutely doesn't. So we get stuck in this web of lies, and then we feel like we're being toyed with and played with. And then it feels like that hole inside of us that we believe is actually there when it's really not, is the shape of the thing that we feel like we're lacking. And so no wonder you get the experience of, oh, I want that back, because if I have that back, then I won't have this hole. You get it back and you realize it wasn't that. That's why people, when you're trying to leave an emotionally abusive and toxic relationship, you go back so many times, because you believe that something external will fill the hole or the void of something that you experience internally. And it doesn't. And you know what I'm talking about if you've done that, because I know what I'm talking about because I've done that a million times. And now I can honor and accept and love that part of me who did that, because every time there was a lesson and an opportunity of learning a new level of awareness that I wouldn't have if I hadn't had those things. Got it? So it is all of that. It is all of that. It is. So if you feel like you've broken up, but you haven't broken free, you realize, oh, I got into another relationship and oh man, here are these patterns again. It must be me. I'm the common denominator. Yes, you are. Because every experience in your life, you're the common denominator of it. You were the one having those experiences. So if you've broken up with a toxic, emotionally manipulative and abusive person or relationship, but you haven't broken free and you're noticing those same patterns, the similar patterns, the same things that you did and said in that last relationship, this is a much better one, hopefully a different one. And you're going, oh my gosh, I still do the same thing. When they say this, I feel that, even though I know that they don't mean it the same way the last person used to. I still notice that I get triggered. I still notice that I'm sabotaging. I'm the one causing the drama and the problems. And you have the thought of, what is wrong with me? Oh my God, I'm going to ruin this such a good thing now. Why do I do this? Because you've broken up, but you haven't broken free. You've broken up with that person. You've left the circumstance. Your external experiences have changed and different, but the internal ones have remained the same because you've broken up, but you haven't broken free. It's not about the relationship status that you have with them. It's about the relationship status that you have with yourself. And that comes from the inner beliefs you have about yourself. Are they? You're worthy, you're deserving, you are good enough as you are, and there's absolutely nothing you need to change about you? Or is it, I'm not good enough, I'm only good enough when or if, because that's when I get the feeling. And when I mess up, when I slip up, when I make a mistake, I completely beat myself up, I sabotage, and I take that out on them. And then I get in a cycle of pain and feeling bad and shame and guilt and self-sabotaging and doing things that I don't want to do and saying things I really don't mean to say. That's because there's internal conflict. It's not external. Everything is internal, and everything is in the belief. So if you feel like you've broken up, but you haven't broken free, it's all in the beliefs. So what you're really looking to break free from are the inner beliefs you have about yourself that are damaging, negative, and limiting. So when you're ready to do that, let's connect. Okay. That way you can have a thriving relationship with others because you have a thriving, loving relationship with yourself. You can feel safe in your connection with others because you feel safe in the connection that you have within. Got it? It all begins within. All right, guys, that is it. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you soon.